Let's continue the theme of staying safe at the wheel for as long as possible. In this section, we offer 7 simple tips that could help you remain mobile with fewer risks to you and your loved ones, and less chance of your being a risk to anyone else on the road. Focus on your overall health. Get fit. Be fit. Do exercise for 15 to 20 minutes each day.
Research from the US shows that doing exercise in this way means that you're able to move more freely and perform your driving tasks more effectively than people who don't. I think that regular exercise can keep you from deteriorating with many of the things that can happen. So, for example, if you don't do regular exercise, your muscle power will decrease. You may lose fine motor movements that you might otherwise be able to keep. And for example, if it's a ball sport like tennis or golf, you may well keep your visual acuity and your sort of motion detection more effective for longer.
Get a regular eye test. After all, good vision is the starting point for safe driving.
The changes that take place in the eyes often happen without drivers being aware, and therefore it's important that they are checked over regularly to make sure that nothing is happening. If there is anything there, it's also important that it's picked up early, because early intervention means it can be dealt with properly and allow them to drive for longer. So if you do have things like cataracts, diabetes, glaucoma, macular degeneration, picking it up early is a very, very good thing, not a bad thing. If you do have glasses prescribed or contact lenses, it's important that you do wear them. Even if you don't feel yourself that it's making a huge difference, over time the fatigue and the glasses and the contact lenses will come into their own and will certainly make you a safer driver.
Get a driver MOT. After all, it's what a car gets every year, so why not the driver from time to time as well?
A driving assessment from GEM is not a test, but it's a great way of seeing whether you're doing well or how you could be doing a little better. You'll benefit from the observation and experience of a ROSPA examiner. Updating your driving skills is a sensible and enjoyable experience, and to put into practice a strategy to banish those risky habits.
Check your car. Is it the most suitable car for your needs? Could you modify it, adapt it, or possibly trade it in for something that's more appropriate?
Have a think about the car you drive. Your priorities might once have been performance and luxury, but now these things might take second place to functionality and ease of use. Can you get in and out easily? Can you read the speedometer clearly? Do the lights illuminate a dark road clearly? Does the steering wheel have an appropriate grip for your needs? Does the car have parking assist, or might you consider an aftermarket fit? Having an appropriate vehicle is really important if you want to stay as safe as possible for as long as possible.
Eliminate those harder journeys, the ones that cause you stress or discomfort.
You could think about driving only in full daylight when your vision will be at its best. Perhaps be more willing to postpone those journeys where previously you may not have thought twice. Stay at home or use other modes of transport when it's wet, icy, snowy or foggy. Another thing you can do is drive only on familiar roads. Let someone else do the hard work if it's an unknown territory. And this might also be an ideal time to explore alternatives, such as taxi, train or coach.
Learn from your mistakes and your near misses, and don't pretend that they're not happening.
Good drivers reflect on their actions and learn from them. They think about situations where there was a bit more at risk than there needed to be, and they ask what they could do differently to make it less likely to happen again. Remember that we're all generally so used to our own driving that we don't notice habits and actions that others will recognise as potentially risky. So if someone points something out, it's because they're trying to reduce your risk, not because they're looking to find fault. And once you're aware of something, it's hopefully a lot easier to do something about it.
Plan your journeys to avoid using the roads at really busy times.
An important aspect here can be sensible journey planning. That could take 2 forms. One is the route that you take, and deliberately choosing routes which you know are going to be less stressed than others could be. And we've all experienced junctions that we don't like, taking difficult right turns against heavy traffic and so on. Sometimes in practice those can be avoided, and that should be done if possible. Also take advantage of satellite navigation systems to help in some of that journey planning, and some of the really good ones now even help lane choice at complex junctions, so they can absolutely help in certain situations. But the other really important aspect, particularly for elderly drivers, is thinking about the route in terms of duration, how long it's going to take, when you're going to have your rest breaks, what facilities are going to be at those braking points. And that, doing that properly in advance can just make the journey a much happier experience for everybody.
Of course, we can only scratch the surface with these tips, but we hope that they're good, sensible and practical suggestions that will help you and those close to you feel good and confident about your future on the road. As individuals driving on the roads, we must each take responsibility for the safety of ourselves and those around us. There's a wealth of useful information available online via your GP or at public libraries if you have any concerns at all. Take care and do stay safe.